Welcome to the Phygital Marketing Podcast, a podcast from Sotto, where we explore how digital and physical experiences are blending in modern marketing. I'm your host, Lindsey Buxman, and I'll be sitting down with my favorite marketing leaders to chat about what they think is working, what's not, how real-world moments should connect to digital strategy, and everything in between. Okay, let's get Phygital. Hey everyone, so today I'm here in Austin, Texas at a Howler Brothers store. And sitting with Rick Wittenbraker, who is VP of Biz Dev here at Howler Brothers.
Yep.
Very excited to chat today. How about we start by you sharing a little bit about your background here, as well as at Yeti and all the other stories that we can get into.
Yeah. Well, first off, thanks for having me. I really appreciate you coming all the way down here. My name is Rick Wittenbraker. I'm currently a VP of Business Development here for Howler Brothers. And that for us means a lot of really managing all of our outside partnerships with collaboration partners, and which we do a lot of collaboration. So those partners and our ambassadors, a lot of outside relationships. And then a bunch of special projects and other stuff too. But one of those that we've been putting a lot of energy into recently is additional retail stores. And so we're currently looking at multiple other cities to expand our retail footprint, because today we just have 2 here in Austin. And then of course we have wholesale where we sell to other retailers, and we're in about 750 stores across the country, but really expanding our retail concept to other places. And that's a big project for us right now.
That is so exciting. I'm excited to see that expansion. Yeah. For those who aren't aware of the Howler Brothers brand yet, give us a quick picture of what you stand for, what heed the call means as well.
Yeah. Howler Brothers was started 15 years ago by Chase Hurd and Andy Stepanian, and they started working together. They were actually in a band together along with our other partner, Mason Brent, going all the way back to college. And they recorded and toured professionally and did that for years. And while the idea for Howler came out of some moments while they were touring, what set the stage was really just that they had been collaborating creatively for years and pressure tested by touring and living out of vans and all that good stuff that comes along the way. And so even though none of them ever done an apparel brand or manufactured anything before, it was an easy decision, I think, for them to say, yeah, we know how to work together. And the idea really came from wanting, I think, to combine all their interests and loves with creativity and originality, and the sort of amalgam that is Howler Brothers today is what came out of that.
That's so cool. I think the brand is so cool. You were just in Mexico.
Yes.
You travel quite a bit. What have been your favorite travel locations?
Well, I did just get back from Mexico, and I am extremely partial to Mexico.
Makes sense.
It's a huge and incredibly rich place. And I just got back from an event that we sponsor down there every year called the Mexi Log Fest, which is a longboard surfing event. And while it is a competition, it's actually more of like a family reunion or a crazy, wacky destination wedding in a way. Like, it's just this awesome community of people that once a year circles back and gets together, and it's a really great thing. And it's all put on by our brand ambassador, Izzy Preciado, and it's his brainchild. And so we're just happy to be a part of that and get to partake in it. But that was a long way of saying Mexico.
Yeah.
Although I did get to go earlier this year. We went down to Uruguay and shot with another brand ambassador. He is from Uruguay. And so that was a really neat experience.
Yeah.
I had never been there before. And so that was awesome. But going on history and tally of trips and things, it's Mexico.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's nice that it's so close too.
It is nice. Yeah. It's very convenient.
So as you think about partnerships and special projects,
Yeah.
how do you prioritize and identify the partners that are a really good fit for Howler Brothers as well? Yeah, I'm curious to get your thoughts on how you build your ambassadors, but also your partners in a way that it all kind of meshes really well.
Yeah, I think it's a great question because I think every company does it differently. For us, it usually is some sort of, Venn diagram overlap of who we are and who they are. And man, we're not trying to change who we are, but we'd love to do something together. And so I think when done really well, collaboration is like the child out of two parents. And that can mean a lot of different things, but that tends to be where we try to lean in or what we gravitate to because we want it to be something of us, but also different, And so I think, and that should come out in the products we make, but also like the creative decisions and what that creative direction looks like, so that child that comes out of there is something different, and you can't just get it otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds very intentional, which is not shocking.
Yeah. We say no a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's important too. It's not just like for us, and maybe everybody's different, but for us, it's not just a sales vehicle. It's not just a way to, put somebody's logo on our shirts and then get a bunch of those out the door. That's not it. Mm-hmm. For us, it's this cool opportunity to collaborate and make something different and stretch ourselves maybe a little bit and do something we wouldn't normally do. Yeah. Maybe make something we wouldn't normally make. And then it's a fun way to get to change it up and work with somebody different and get to try new things. And then as that relates to, for us, I think ambassador is a very different thing. And those are like our athletes. And for us, it's a very important group. It's people we hold very dear. We care a lot about them, and they all become like really dear friends. And it's such a blast to get to be with them and spend time with them. I just got to spend time with several of them down in Mexico and several others prior in Uruguay. And it's the best. It's probably one of my favorite things about the brand and the job I get to do. And it's just awesome. And so, but for us, those are all people that we pick them because of who they are as people. Mm-hmm. And, they're probably really good at what they do. All of them are very multifaceted. They have all these cool, interesting sides to them. It's not just this. And they all also, I will say, are very, we don't pick them just because they have the most followers or because they're the most well-known. We pick them on who they are as people. And that, I hope that it shines through to the outside, audience out there, that it's not the most. We have one guy who only posts on social because his daughter makes him. You know what I mean? So it's not because of social that we picked him. We picked him because of who he is and what he does, and and how he's respected. And so I think that is for us the most important thing. And now that makes it a lot harder to find the next one. And they aren't always the most known or the largest audience. And so sometimes it takes a while to find the next one. But when you get there and you find them, it makes it all more meaningful. Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds very magical.
Well, it's a lot of fun too, but yeah.
Well, it also sounds like your nature as well, in the way that you build your own network. And when I'm here in Austin, everyone knows Rick, which I think is really special.
That's just because I'm old.
No. But would be curious how you maintain relationships and build your network, and if you have any advice around that as well. Yeah, professionally or in real life too.
Man.
Outside of professionally. One
thing that I think about a lot is ever like, I don't like being a part of, or like when someone, asks you for something and it feels very transactional.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have already had a rapport, so that if and when you do ask them for something, it's not, well, number one, it's kind of a no-brainer that they want to help, but that number two, that hopefully they're excited to do it because they already feel like, out of this friendship or whatever, that there's been enough that you're like, yeah, that's great. I'm happy to do it. So I try, to be mindful of that, try to, do things like pay it forward, do things like, look at, how do you sort of do stuff in advance, so that there's not, you're not always just asking.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about your retail expansion and even just like building out this retail experience.
Yeah.
You've mentioned saying no before. I imagine you said no to a lot of retail things you could be doing.
Yeah.
So maybe we start with like, where do you find inspiration for retail stores as a brand? And then perhaps also, what are things that you think are good for retail and then aren't good for retail as well?
Yeah. So, yeah, when we opened we had a small shop that used to be on the front of our office, and that was a really great sort of first pancake, if you will, because it allowed us, like, we literally could hear everything that went on in the shop when we're in the office, and just kind of over through the louvers. And so it was a great sort of testing ground for us to see stuff, find stuff, and just hear how people are interacting. And it was really small.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it would be like, we just had one shirt, and then we would have to go fetch your size or whatever that was. But now, when our sort of next retail opportunity came up, which was on South Congress, which is a super high traffic, you can't ask for any more foot traffic in a retail environment than on South Congress. And so it's a small footprint, great traffic. And we said, okay, well, how do we make this feel like us? It's the first time it was detached from us as the office. How do we make it really embody to the visitor, like what we want to convey? And Chase, our founder, was an architect prior to starting Howler. And so it was, I think, a cool, fun exercise for him to sort of, dust off the architecture, muscles, and say, okay, what do we want this to be? How do we want it to present? And all the way down to like the material choices on the fixtures and the other things. And like a lot of the stuff we do, there's layers and things to it. But it was very, a lot of it is super intentional. And so we went through that and put probably maybe even too much effort into really dialing that in. But the beautiful part about that is that when this store became available and we decided to do this one, all those hard decisions were already done. It really was just fitting to this form and saying, okay, we already know what the material choices are. We know what the design aesthetic is. We know the layers that we're going to do. It's just going to be in a different form. And so in this one, I mean, it's hard to see from the camera, but like there was a store here in this space for like 45 years before this. And they sold like Mexican imports and stuff like that. And so they had already put all these archways in. And so when we walked it and we had been in that store, of course, because they were across the street. But when Chase and I first walked in, when it was empty, you could just like instantly envision what our presence would be here. And so it was really easy and cool to think about that. And then I give him really all the credit on saying, okay, well, and he's so good at it, to say, okay, well, here's how that's going to be and look and live. But we've done a lot of cool things that I think, we have the way the stuff is sorted and presented, and then We have all the vinyl, and we'll have bands come and play over there, and we'll have, we do a lot of events here. So that's a cool part of it.
Yeah.
We had a custom scent developed.
That's cool.
So that it's always pumping through, and, so you kind of, you feel it when you walk in. And, but yeah, so, and for us being a very, despite doing a lot online, we're actually really analog in a lot of ways. And so for us, being tactile and in real life was really important to make it feel like, like the stores that stick out the most to us are the ones that cool, quirky surf shops that have been there for 30 years, and these other stores that you just kind of want to hang out there. And so that was a part of trying to design it, and why we have this seating area here. And so you hope that people sit down and have a drink and hang out, and they just want to hang out. And we have guys that come in, and they were here last week and bought a bunch of stuff, and they don't really need to come back, but they just like hanging out. So they come by again, and that's cool.
It's really an honor to be the place someone wants to hang out.
Yeah. And so like, I wouldn't go so far as call it a third space, but I do think there is like, oh yeah, like, so when we do throw an event, they're like, oh hell yes, I'm going,
How do you stay in touch with people who visit the stores?
That's a good question. A lot of people are already on our email list, already follow us on social, and we do a lot of special releases, and the store will be the fastest way if they live in the vicinity, for the fastest way for them to get that limited release stuff. We also do limited items that we only sell in stores. We don't sell online.
Yeah.
So that's like hats and tees that are specific to this location, which is different than the South Congress location. And then there'll be other stuff, and we have cool custom surfboards and stuff, that we may not sell online, or fly rods or fly reels, and ukuleles that we don't sell online, but we have them here. And so there's all kinds of fun things like that. But the way we keep in touch with them, a lot of, not unlike a lot of other brands, we're trying to get people to sign up for the emails. And that's the best way to really stay in touch, email and social and SMS. But we want people to really do whatever they're most comfortable with. And so if you don't like SMS, I'm not going to make you sign up for SMS. We want what you're, whichever is best or most comfortable for you. And so we have a lot of people who, come in and they don't want to sign up for all this stuff, and that's fine. Yeah. And they might come in, and I think our retail staff does a great job of knowing, oh, that's Bill, and he comes in twice a month, and he's always coming in and asking what's new or whatever. And so that is most definitely an engagement channel, even if it's not as trackable or metricable. And I think it's one of the awesome parts about having retail and being in real life, is you get to really have interaction, and it doesn't have to be just measured in clicks and metriced.
Your staff is so engaging.
Yeah, they're great.
And so it's a place you want to hang out with and a place to connect in, which is really cool. Let's talk about AI.
AI, man, good jump. Good transition there. Wow.
We are, because we've got like 10 minutes. So let's talk AI.
Yeah.
I'm curious your thoughts on AI.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you are incorporating it at a faster pace than others, slower pace? And then are there risks that you're clocking with AI as well?
You're referring to us as Howler?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as a company, we are definitely utilizing it. I think more and more every day, people are utilizing it to help them do their assignments and find ways to do things more effectively, more efficiently, and not just in a perform a task function, and not just in a sort of search originated function, but in a like, oh, this can open up all these other things that maybe before was a capacity constraint or was a bandwidth constraint, that now you can unlock a lot of stuff. So we implemented, AI usage and policies and stuff a while back, and I think it's been a really positive thing. Now there are some guidelines, of course, and some restrictions there, but by and large, it's been a most definitely a net positive. And it's cool to see. Even this morning we had a team meeting, and one of the presentations somebody did was he had spun up an AI, and it was really neat that he didn't have to go. He was able to utilize it for his purpose that everyone benefited from. And it wasn't like, oh, he had to go derail his time for a couple of days. Like, no. This was really quick and easy and great. And the way that that's propagating, and not just for us, but for everyone, is it's really pretty fascinating. And so we're using it on all different aspects of the company. But I think we're also very grounded in this very real world human interaction, tactile and analog. And those are the things that we love and cherish. And so we're never going to forego those things just because this is this tool that we have.
Yeah.
I think we'll always look at it as a way to maybe do more, do better, go further, but not ever at the expense of these things that we hold dearly.
So you're likely not having self-checkout or customer chatbots.
I don't think so. I mean,
No.
I think there's ways to use it too that don't have to be so instead of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of emphasis is now, because and what that really is people and companies, I think, getting excited about the notion that, we don't have to have we can look at this line item, which is labor or, equipment that's real expensive for us, and we can reduce that. And I think that's fine. And that's progress in a lot of ways, but that's not how or why we, I think, would really embrace it. Not instead of that, especially as it relates to customers. Maybe as it relates to certain things, but our customers are, right after team, they're the most important thing. And so, and we're such a like get off the grid and go do stuff brand that it's really important that these real interactions remain. So we're not trying to displace that.
That's very mature and grounded of the company, which I think is cool.
Well, I think it's just who we are.
Yeah.
And whether that's, the crossroads is AI or the crossroads is something else, I think we're probably going to have the same character. It's just that this is what we're all kind of dealing with today. And look, I think we're going to look back 10 years from now or 20 years from now and be like, look, there's two kinds of people that the people that didn't survive this are either the ones that were super reluctant to change or, they just felt that they didn't see the opportunity or the value. And I don't think that's either one of those describe us. It's just that we have a grounded understanding of who we are, and then have sort of designated on where that can be applied and where it's not going to be applied.
What do you think most brands or any retail brands are getting wrong in the experience today?
What do most brands get wrong with the retail experience? I don't know that I'm even totally suited to answer that, or that I have anything that I think. There's obviously things that I like better than others.
Yeah.
I think, and I don't know that it's wrong. I do think maybe a missed opportunity is when, and look, building stores is not inexpensive. And the more you put in, at some point there's like diminishing returns on that investment. Yeah. But I do think that I find it a real whiff or a missed opportunity when you walk into a store and you think, oh, this could be cool. More branded retail where they, you have an idea of who this brand is, maybe from online or Instagram, or you already get there, you already buy their stuff, and you go in that store and it's like, oh, it just feels like kind of generic or kind of just like they've, and I always feel like it's a little, when that happens, it's like, man, it's just such a missed opportunity because I already came in here. You got me in here, but now I'm like let down, and it has actually nothing to do with the product. It's about the 360 experience or the lack thereof. And so my only comment really is more just that it's such a cool opportunity, and all, so many brands, all you want is like, how do we get them people more engaged? And then you spend all this money and effort to make a physical store and hire people and stock it and do all the things, but you kind of half-assed it. And so you like totally whiffed on the opportunity to like have the whole interaction that you set out to do. And so it doesn't mean it won't make sense financially or you won't sell some stuff, but I think it's just this whiffed opportunity.
Yeah.
Sometimes, not all the time. But, and on the flip side, the stores that I love, even if I don't like that brand or that product, is like when you walk in and it's like a badass restaurant. Like it's fully themed out and you're like, oh man, this is really cool. And you feel like you're in an experience, and that's, I think, where that matches the brand. It matches what they are and who they are. And like, that's when I think it's done the best.
Yeah.
You're
walking into the experience.
And you kind of love the experience, even if you don't buy anything, or even if you're not gonna buy anything today.
Yeah.
But that experience like resonated with you and maybe even left an impression, and you want to go back. You
definitely strike me as not super metrics focused, but rather,
I'm not very metrics
how
focused.
does it make you feel?
Yeah. I mean, I like metrics, and metrics are important, and it's super informative.
Yeah.
So like how are we doing and what can we be doing better and what are the weak links that we need to address. But I don't like to sit there and micro tune and do all that stuff. There's a lot of people who are great at that, and I think we need that, but that's just not me. So it's okay. Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
All right, so we have to do a speed round.
Okay, let's go.
So
should we stretch?
Yeah,
do we need
to stretch for this very intense speed round.
Josh, you owe me big time, bro.
All right, favorite brands.
Let me get rid of this. My favorite brands of any category.
Any category.
Oh man.
In your entire life, they could be defunct
my
by now.
entire. This is such a good question. I am. I'm a pretty devout Nike fan.
Yeah.
Especially certain sort of sub parts of that. I just think they've always just done such an incredible job. So I'll throw Nike in there. I love Yeti. That might be a little self-serving in a way, but they just continue to do an awesome job and killer people, and they're just great. And I think that's sort of the bar that a lot of other people aspire to. Man, what are some other brands? Okay, I don't even own one, and I'm not even really a watch person, but after really listening to the Acquired podcast, you listen to Acquired?
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
I mean, I love it.
But I am like totally obsessed with like the story of Rolex. I'm not a watch person. I don't, whatever, but I thought that was really awesome.
What's been the best gift you've ever received?
Oh man. My kids. It's not really a gift like, no wrapping paper on there, but it's the best.
Yeah.
My wife is the best. And so to get to do, have the kids with her and do all that. It's the absolute best. It's kind of the rudder of everything.
Favorite cereal brands?
Oh, this is easy. This is a layup. It's just original OG Cheerios. No honey.
No honey.
No sweetened, nothing. I don't put any sugar on them. I used to eat a whole box a day.
No way.
Growing up. They're the best. It's still my favorite.
That's insane.
You will never, ever, I'll die on that hill. You'll never get me off of it.
Do you put the milk in first or the cereal?
No, I'm not a communist. I put the milk in, the cereal in first. You pour the milk accordingly to get just where it barely pops up, where it just floats a little bit, and then you're good.
I have to try that because I don't get my ratios right.
No.
And it's a mess.
It's funny. We had this ongoing late night discussion in Costa Rica one time about favorite cereals and all this, but I'm like, this is not even a question for me.
I like that. Favorite sport?
Favorite sport?
Yeah.
It's American football, but okay. I will say I've been very fortunate to live in. I didn't really I grew up playing soccer as a kid, but then I didn't play past 6th grade or something. But then I've had the good fortune of living in all these really incredible soccer places, Mexico and Spain and Argentina and El Salvador, and it gave me, and being in those places and with all those people, and it gave me this incredible love for soccer. And so what I probably look at most now on my phone, like Instagram stuff, is soccer. Yeah.
Cool.
I love it.
That's really cool. I don't think I have any others. We're good.
My favorite candy, which you didn't ask, but your favorite just candy. So you know. It is Haribo Gold Bears, the original. They are the best. They're the only gummy bears for me, but they're the best, and they're so awesome. And ever since I was a little kid, I just love them. And if a lot of my friends give me a hard time about it, because I always have them with me. Like if we are going fishing, we're on the boat, I always have a bag. Wow. My kids always know. Like I probably got them somewhere. Yeah.
Do you have a preference for European, like German Haribo, or they're always the same?
And this recently changed because now we have, opened up a year ago, there's a Haribo factory in the U.S. for the first time.
I had no idea.
But previously, I think the German ones are the best. Okay. I think the ones that are made in Turkey are also very good. The Spanish ones are good, but Germany was always the sort of the OG. They're all slightly different. Textures and stuff, but I'm still going to revert back to Germany, the OG from Bonn.
I'm really shocked you didn't get into the candy business.
No. Although I did trade sugar for a few years. When I lived in New York, I traded sugar.
How does one get into that?
It was super random. And I moved to New York after leaving Latin America. Moved up there right after 9/11 to be with my wife, my now wife. And I didn't have a job. It was the worst time ever to move there right after 9/11. And I got really lucky and found this job ad on a board. And it really didn't describe what it was. It said commodities trading, must speak Spanish, and I didn't know. And so I just figured out who the company was, and I somehow got the job. I didn't know anything about commodities. And I just sort of backed into this job, and they taught me the business, but I had the language and I had lived in Latin America. And so our niche was that we knew all the growers in Latin America, and we sold sugar all over the world. And so we didn't ever sell to Haribo, but we did sell to Tootsie Roll in Chicago.
That's a pretty big claim to fame.
There you go.
And thanks for listening to the Phygital Marketing Podcast. If you liked what you heard, follow the show and send it to your favorite marketer. If you want to learn more about Sotto or get in touch, visit withsotto.com. See you later, alligator.